Okay. Got both going. Neat. Alright, well. I am here to play some Elden Ring. My head's all naked, it's true. Cut all my hairs off. They were leaving anyway, so I thought I'd get a little preemptive strike on there. But yeah. Elden Ring is a year old today, I'm pretty sure. And I love this game, and I would like to share it with anyone who wants to watch. And maybe just get a little better at streaming as well. So, yeah, gonna open it up here. I'm just gonna let the menu music play for a minute, because it is very indicative of the kind of experience this game is. I love this theme. Anywho, I'm gonna start a new file here. I, as well as many other people, I think we're hoping for a DLC announcement today, because I think there is some kind of anniversary stream happening for this game, but it seems like no such luck at this point, which is kind of sad, but they have said they're gonna keep supporting the game, so I'm hoping that's true, but either way. I'd kind of had a playthrough style in mind. As with every most From Software games lately. Get some classes to pick from. I'm gonna be the prisoner. And gonna get myself a golden seed, which will become apparent why later. Basically gonna try and recreate my first playthrough of this game, because oddly enough, and maybe kind of sadly, I found my favorite playstyle on my first playthrough. So if you look at the stats, I got a lot of dexterity, a lot of intelligence, and that will lead us into kind of a magic-y playthrough. That's right, you have been playing, Deb. Yeah, there's a ton of customization, and I feel like more than most other Souls games, just about any playstyle is viable. And so yeah, you could really play through with any kind of build you'd want and have a good time. This is actually the first game for me where I got really interested in magic. It just kind of never really hit all that well in previous Souls games, so anyway, I think they really got it with this one. But yeah. Need to check a text. This is what I kind of like about the Twitch atmosphere too, is I feel like I'm not as obligated to stay on task when I was just making YouTube videos for Souls. I feel like I can be a little bit more human, maybe. But anyway, I think when I click finish here, we're gonna get an intro cutscene, so I will be quiet. Oop, yes.
fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask, Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A
talking about me.
tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
All right. So, time to simply become the Elden Lord. No big deal. I forgot how many names they throw at you in that intro cutscene. Between bosses, characters that you meet along the way, characters you never see. Just a lot of names, a lot of jargon. But From Software has never really attempted to make a whole lot of sense on the outset. But my goodness, is this game beautiful. Yeah, we're just a nameless tarnished, running around, trying to become Elden Lord. Tale as old as time. message system is back. A Souls staple. As well as a nearly impossible first boss. Ooh, forgot about that second attack. Well, it didn't matter. First you have to be brought back from the dead, and then they throw you in a well when you die again.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on her side. We found her here after all. One of her kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
So we got our flasks now. Valuable things. What's funny is I'll just point out some things that I've seen happen along the lifetime of this game. This message, I don't think used to be here when the game first came out. The Cave of Knowledge lies below. The game draws your attention to that door up there. And so I think a lot of people missed the fact that there's a tutorial down here. At least initially. But you fall down here, and I think I've disabled all the tutorial pop-ups, but this little cave area would tell you everything about how to play the game on a basic level. Getting backstabs and blocking and parrying and all that. Just throw some really easy enemies at you. With a few little things to switch it up, like some ranged enemies. I really like playing as a semi-sorcerer here at the beginning because of all the ranged options it gives you. Otherwise we just have to run away from that guy. There we go. I've been playing other games that use the circle button to crouch. That's why I've been randomly rolling. So I'm gonna have to re-familiarize myself with the controls. warning stab, so he knows I mean business. Yeah, this is kind of a stealth tutorial, which is a new thing in Souls. Pretty much a new thing. There was stealth in Sekiro, but that was not quite a Souls game. Forgot I had re-equipped my staff. I was gonna try and parry him, but oh well. Re-up my magic. Fight the tutorial boss. I think we can actually beat this one. It was hard fought, but we got it. Get a little emote as a reward. You get to fall back down where you started. You get to fat finger the square button and using a flask when you don't mean to. Hey, every boss is an accomplishment. There are hundreds of them in this game. Some of them get reused a time or two. Oh, but yes, when you sit down at the Sites of Grace, the reason I picked the golden seed as my keepsake at the beginning is I can immediately get another flask use, which feels good. You'll find more golden seeds throughout the game, and I think there are more seeds in the game than there are spaces in your flask for upgrades, so they make it very possible to get all the upgrades with some to spare, which I was a little sad about because I would have liked to be able to use all the seeds they give you, but either way. And this is one of my favorite map reveals in gaming. I'm not going to gush too hard about this, but I love how you step out of that door and you can see literally dozens of things to go do and look at. There's a dude up here in front of us next to the Grace. There is a soldier on horseback down there. There's a bridge leading to a tower. There's the Erd tree. There's a castle over here. I love how it's very clear that they want you to go and do whatever the hell you want. It is also gorgeous, yes. So let's talk to this gentleman. This fine gentleman.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Hmm?
That's what they tell me.
Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me. Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, the path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
So yeah, he actually kind of tutorializes us a little bit. These golden rays coming off the Grace are actually meant to guide you to the main path in the game, which is a nice subtle way to show you, you know, where your path needs to go. I like how minimalistic the tutorializing and everything is in every FromSoft game, but they very easily could have done all of the open world tropes with like quest markers and a bunch of stuff on your screen all the time, showing you all these things you need to know, but they didn't. And as a result, it really does feel like you can just do whatever you want. Say hello to the sheep, watch them roll around like Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm gonna avoid Big Horseman for a minute, because he will absolutely wreck me if I try to fight him now. Instead, I'm gonna go to this church and get another grace. And talk to Santa Claus.
You're tarnished. I can see it. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Carly, purveyor of fine goods.
These guys are merchants that are scattered around the world.
I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
So he's got a few things that I will try to buy. Crafting kit and a torch. Torches are always good to have. Yeah, this game introduced crafting.
Nice to do business.
And it's a little half-baked, I guess. You can make some consumable items. Throwing knives, healing stuff, things like that. It's a kind of cool addition, but I don't end up using it a whole lot. And yeah, I guess as kind of a through line to the whole Dark Souls video series I made way back when, I'd like to play through this whole thing on stream or recorded in some way, and just kind of, I don't know, wax philosophical on the reasons why I really enjoy this game, such as being able to pick up poop. It's great. 10 out of 10. But yeah, hopefully it won't become too laborious to listen to, because this is a big game. It's bigger than any other Souls game. And so I may not hit everything in this game, because there's so much to see and do. But I'd like to hit some highlights. Just show what this game is for anyone who isn't interested in playing it themselves, or just wants a little background noise in their day. I know I listen to streams and stuff sometimes while I'm working. But yeah, there are a few dungeons in the game, but for the most part, it kind of just organically flows from fields into caves and catacombs and stuff like that, where you can just kind of go and find stuff. And I'm gonna try and fight this boss, little mini area boss. He's a little sturdier than the Soldier of Godric. another reason that magic is kind of useful. Woo. Ah. Out of magic. Yep. Don't want to die. I've never been one for parrying, so I'm probably just going to avoid him. Or just run right into his sword. That works too. Phew! Yeah, little dungeons and caves and stuff like that are just all over the world. And I think he gave us a talisman. Boosts fire damage negation. The ancient dragons who ruled in the prehistoric era before the Erd Tree would protect their lord as a wall of living rock. And so it is that the shape of the dragon has become symbolic of all manner of protections. So yeah, also very soulsy that there were dragons way back in the day, and there kind of aren't as much now. Gonna recharge my flasks here. Ooh, smithing stone. That'll be nice. I was trying to think too. I've just to show you how big of a nerd I am, I've beaten this game 4 times already, and tried to kind of think back and see what kind of stuff I ended up using throughout the whole game, like the stealth system, crouching and all that, or the crafting system and all that. And again, some of the mechanics they threw in this game end up being very helpful the whole time, and some kind of wane, I guess, as time goes on. But try to exhibit just about everything the game has to offer as we go, including this cutscene. I'm a big nerd, Deb. I'm a big nerd.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
It's also a weird thing, but I think they got cloth physics down really well in this game.
I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the 2 fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
So you can refuse her here, and I think all it does is prevent you from leveling up, so there's really no reason not to accept her accord.
Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
We got bequeathments too?
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
I will do my best. And yeah, jokes about being maidenless aside. Apparently, all the Tarnished used to have a maiden with them
Shall I turn your runes to strength?
that let them
Let my hand
strengthen
rest upon you.
themselves
For
in
but
their
a
quest
moment,
for the Elden Ring.
share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
Might be helpful to get some health. But yeah, I think as you go throughout the game, there are multiple graces you could go to, and eventually Melina would find you and give you that cutscene, but I know for sure that this one will trigger it. So, I wanted to be able to level up. I do like the pouch system here on the right. You can assign various things to a sub-menu. So right now, in the bottom left, I've got my stuff that I can cycle through spells, shield, and all that. But if I hold, for me, I remapped it, but if I hold the X button, it brings up the second menu, and I can call my steed, which is cool. But for now, I'm gonna raid this camp. Couple of decent items to be found here. Yeah, the pouch is very handy. You basically have 8 separate slots to go through instead of 4 for your menuing. Alternate helmet, which will probably be nice for the fashion later on. Who'd have thunk it, this prisoner's helmet actually does provide a lot of protection. Got a flail, which I might show a very cheesy way to get a lot of levels early on in the game, and that flail will come in handy for that, if I decide to do that. We'll see. Because it is rather boring and monotonous, but depending on what your level is, you can get solid 20 or so extra right off the bat. And I already think I missed something very important. Yes, I did. So yeah, there's a pillar right in front of me here. And these are important because in front of it is a map fragment. So, I now have the world map that I can look at. Which again, is something that the developers of the game just decided, they can miss if they want, or if they're not looking for it. They don't have to see the overworld map. But it does provide a lot of cool points of interest on it. And the only thing it'll ever get cluttered with is all the sites of grace you've visited. So there aren't going to be quest markers, there aren't going to be, well, they show you where some NPCs are. Like, Kale is down there, Vare. But yeah, they keep it very minimalistic, which I like. And I think I'm going to go south here, because that's generally a pretty fun direction. And there are a few people I'd like to meet, creatures I'd like to kill, starting out here. The horse is very valuable because this is a big, big world. And he can double jump, which is even better. Going to attempt a certain fight. That is often a barrier to people. Look at this guy. If dragons ever trip you up in Elden Ring, hopefully this can serve as a suggestion. I never get off my horse when I'm fighting dragons. Basically, I just pinprick them to death. Stabbing their ankles, sometimes their face. Running like hell is a good option too. It's understandable. He is not kind. And even if I'm making this look kind of clinical right now, he could very easily one-shot me right now. No, he's gonna get stuck. Oh! He could do this too. Which means he might get stuck up here, and he might disappear, and simply respawn down in the lake. And sometimes that means he gets all his health back too, which I hope does not happen. I don't know how I got that Ash of War, and I just fell. Something died and gave me that Ash of War just now. I don't know what it was. my horse. Yep, there he goes. And he's back down there. Oh, I hope he doesn't get all his health back. Please, 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 please. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Yeah. They will rubber band a little bit back to their spawn point if they get too far. Trying to run away again. Coward. Woo! Alright. My hands are sweaty. Yeah. That pop-up just told me that a new draconic power is available at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. Which again, if you're starting this game, means nothing to you. No one knows what that means. But it's... Again, it's funny to me just how much jargon and stuff the game throws at you. Like, all these characters are named this, this, and this, and you don't know any of them. You know nothing about any of them. But they're here, and you might see them at some point, maybe. Very non-hand-holdy, which I like. Pretty sure there's a Grace over here. Or if not, there's a dude. He's a cool dude.
Ah, you must be the new Tarnished. Beautiful work. Felling that dragon. And as such, there's something you might like to know. The heart you brought back. It's used in Dragon Communion. If you should find yourself overcome by hunger for the heart, yearning for its strength, then seek the decrepit church on the little island off the western coast.
And there, he tells you what that little pop-up meant.
You must not forget, though, those who partake in Dragon Communion will one day shed their humanity, their hunger for dragon, their yearning only worsens until the floodgates burst, unleashing eternal torment, the strength of a mighty dragon. Magnificent, but deadly. It's no surprise that Dragon Communion is ruinous.
It's really funny to me, and this is kind of a through line in every Souls game to a degree, but most ways of seeking power and strength are kinda cursed. So like, you could get all these dragon hearts and literally eat them and get the power of dragons. You'll probably die, but you can do it. Or you can do like my character will do and study magic and become better at that. You'll probably unlock some horrible secrets and get eaten by crabs. Can't see me. I can't see me. But yeah, there's a whole lot of ways to get some forbidden arcane power, and they'll probably ruin you in some way. These little guys are not too bad on their own, but they will swarm. And it's cool little flavor for the world that they were just out here fighting on their own. Didn't really care if I was here or not. Oh, I got a Surcoat too. And another great thing about Elden Ring that other Souls games didn't have is if you're tired of a fight, just go somewhere else. There are very, very few roadblock fights or things you have to get past in order to keep going in the game, which is very nice. It's tough to know where to level up at first. Because eventually you'll be able to upgrade just about every stat a little bit. So I try to keep it fairly balanced, but being magic-y means that I'm gonna want a lot of intelligence. Right now, I'm just swinging my sword at most things, but eventually will become even more magical. These little guys are pointing at an Everjail, which is kind of a mini boss fight in the middle of the area that I'm going to come back to later, because there's some story stuff that you can do alongside that I don't want to miss. Do want to recall where a certain NPC is, but I'd really like to find. You can also hyper jump on your horse, which is great. These soldiers are a little easier to take out on foot rather than hit and running on my horse. Try for a parry. Too slow. Slow. Why am I too slow? I'm not gonna land it. There is mercifully a semi-parry that I'm doing. Ooh. Even if you're a little late or early on the parry, there's a window that'll let you mitigate some damage from a swing. Which is pretty cool. There's interesting dynamics going on here. These citizens, I suppose, are digging through these ruins, seemingly under guard from these soldiers. But they themselves don't really seem concerned with fighting me. Only the soldiers do. a scroll! I forgot about that. I'm really glad I came up here. See if I can take a look at that. Sorcery Scroll of the Carian Royal Family, heads of the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Can be given to a learned sorcerer to gain access to the following sorceries: Glint Blade Phalanx and Carian Slicer. I want that Carian Slicer. I'm just trying to remember where this character is. It's a character who's going to help me with the scroll that I just got. I feel like they're up here. These little graveyards are nice too, because they will give you runes, which can be exchanged for actual currency. Yes, this is where I want to be. I'm looking for these stairs here. Oh. Let's see. I have no flasks. And there's a boss in there. So I'm actually going to peace out for a second. Hopefully find a site of grace nearby. There may not be one, so I may have to retreat and come back. Okay, that refilled everything. So you can set waypoints. You can see on my little map. Also avoiding a lot of enemy interactions right now because I'm very squishy, very new right now. And those would not go my way, those fights. Those trolls are pulling another treasure that I could raid. Which I might later. Once I get better, get gooder. Okay. Gonna give this a try. Yep, we got a boss. There we go. Here is my real goal.
Tarnished, are we? No wonder you should turn up here. I am Selen, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here?
I want to learn.
Ah, a yen for glintstone sorceries. Well, your aptitude does appear passable, but one must choose one's masters wisely. I was exiled from the Academy of Rea Lucaria as a reviled, apostate witch. Do you still wish to learn from me?
Ain't got much other choice.
Well, you are a piece of work. Very well. You are now my protege in glintstone sorcery. But I refuse to coddle or cast kind words. Never. Anticipate grievances, young apprentice.
Cool. So she has some spells I can learn already, but I'm gonna give her the scroll.
Is that a scroll? Takes me back to my academy days. Very well. This is sorcery with which I'm not entirely unfamiliar. I'll be sure to incorporate it into one of your lessons. Never lose that inquisitive spirit, my apprentice.
Okay, and I wanted Carrion Slicer. I can maybe pop a few of these runes that I have. Yeah.
Young apprentice. First things first. You are a tadpole when it comes to magic. Infantile. Without the legs to walk. So, to become a sorcerer, first, you must face your ignorance. Now, shall we start learning?
Sure. Gonna get the pebble as well. Cool. Well, that's 3 spells, and I don't think I have room for all of them. But I'll equip the slicer. And we can see how some of this fashion might look. Looks alright. Unfortunately, wearing the armor of enemies does not let you pass as one of them. They're too wise, but does give me a little better physical protection. So now I've got a little bit more stuff. Trying to think what might be another good place to go next. Won't be being killed by him. That's another reason why I didn't want to fight that convoy, because these guys are pretty stout. Didn't even give me an item. Shame. I think I'll go south for now. Already fought you. No thank you. Started to come this way earlier, and I will actually follow through on that. Woo! They have projectiles set up here. Okay. Get this stone sword key, run out of the way. Grace. Yeah, it's funny, for all the talk about this game being difficult in the vein of Souls, I actually think it's probably the easiest Souls game by a strong margin, because a great number of enemies you can simply run away from. Just run on past. No big deal. But we got some NPCs to talk to here too.
Hello? Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander.
So Irina has left her family home.
I fear for father's life. The servants are full of wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, I implore you, would you mind taking a letter to my father? At the castle, my soul wishes that he escape, even if his honor should be the price. Please. I just want him to be safe.
Sure, we'll deliver your letter.
Thank you. Dearly. Then please, take this. Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle, if you please.
Alright, we got ourselves an NPC quest. To give Dad a letter. And again, most of this nonsense here, just gonna ride on by. Don't care. Don't care for it. We have beastmen hacking at corpses. Dogs everywhere. Those little beetles are pushing around rocks that give you abilities if you break them, which is cool. And we have another merchant here.
I am not selling.
I am buying. When the game first came out, they were very stingy with upgrade equipment, and so I think they made the merchants carry more stuff like that. After they realized people can't upgrade their stuff really easily. And I believe we're going to find another map fragment. And a giant arrow. But before we deal with that... Oh, I can't access my map because it says I'm in combat. Yep. So I guess we'll deal with this first. There's a very big boy firing very big arrows. Luckily, he's not so bad. If you can stab at his ankles. But we found the castle that we were tasked to go to. And true to what Irina said, most of the guards have been butchered. Refill my magic real quick. And I think I'm actually going to take a quick restroom break. Just a moment. Alright. Yes, alright, Castle Morn. Going to make good on a promise to a blind girl. Yeah, more evidence of this Beastman rebellion. Irina basically called them the Help. So you can kind of tell the dynamics that are going on here. Got some more smithing stones, which feels good. It can be a little dicey getting through this courtyard. But you can also simply stealth your way through. Come here. Okay. You came here. You did what I asked. not realize my magic could knock him out of the air. That's actually really cool. Feels a little odd morally to just run in and start assaulting these creatures when they were kind of throwing off the yoke of the monarchy. Or fiefdom, as it were. But they did pretty much murder everyone who wasn't them, so it's all murky. That was silly of me. But blessedly, Elden Ring is very light on fall damage, especially compared to other Souls games, so I'll just take that and just keep going. There are obviously a few different paths I could be taking right now, but I'm embracing now that if I'm going to stream this game and see it through to its completion, I'm probably not going to be able to take every single side path, do every little thing, in every little nook and cranny of this game. Plus, I'd like to leave a little mystery for people who maybe want to experience it themselves. There's a lot of good old Dark Souls platforming here too. Just gonna run by these rats real quick. Because there's another grace right here. And, while I'm actually at the precipice of something cool, I'm going to abandon my quest for the moment. Oh yes, here's what the map fragment I just got shows me. So not only is this the world map, but also this, way down here. And this game is only going to get bigger as we go. Actually gonna go back to the church up here. Because there's something I should probably get.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word?
From a new NPC. Look at that moon. Cool coincidence that the moon is out right now.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk, I surmise, is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
I can call the spectral steed.
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee, by Torrent's former master.
Spirit calling bell.
Spell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
Alright.
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, Learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
Well, bye-bye, Rena. I'm sure we won't see her ever again. I am going to equip what she just gave me, which are some ashes. In this case, the ashes of a pack of wolves. So I've got a bell that lets me call forth spirits to help me in battle, which is very cool and very necessary at points. You don't have to use them in the game, but they're a good mechanic. Oh, I can talk to Melina here too. She will let you chat on occasion at certain sites of grace.
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the Earth Tree. This light once shone in the eyes of your tarnished brethren, but now it is all that guides you. Or so I hear. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden. Upon the cliff in Castle Stormvale is a shard bearer, a demigod, who inherited a fragment of the shattered Elden Ring. If the rays of grace signal the castle, then the Elden Ring beckons you. As an ally by pact, I pray that you are fit to face the challenge presented by the ring.
Alright, so haven't really gotten into a lot of the main plot yet. Just kind of been running around, but like the intro cutscene said, the Elden Ring has been broken into pieces. And ideally will be restored and put back together by one of the tarnished. People like me. And hopefully by restoring the Elden Ring, we'll be able to make the world exist as it should, and not in this weird, fractured state. Also, there are giant spectral jellyfish in certain areas, so once again, 10 out of 10. And this is why I got the wolves. Because this guy's a pain. Out of magic, and hopefully my wolves can still help me out. Oh! That was a two-shot. Good. Good. Yeah, he's rough. There's a chance I may have to come back to him later. But we can give it another shot. pretty easily two-shotting me, so probably gonna save him for later. He's involved in the quest line for Irina, getting her dad to leave the castle. But I think he's a little too stout for me right now. So might head east instead. Again, the beauty of this game. You don't really have to be stonewalled anywhere. This camp here. I got a cookbook, which will let me buy, or not buy, but make more crafting materials, which is actually pretty nice. Oh, there's a grace down here. Yeah, traveling east at the moment. Trying to just find some more points of interest that won't immediately body me. Got some bears here, which I'm going to ignore, because bears are awful in this game. What we do have is another site of grace. And a painting. These paintings in these shacks are hints at treasure. So if you can find the place that the painting is looking at, you can find some sort of treasure there. I haven't done all of them because they're fairly obscure, and I feel like I would have needed the wiki to actually find it. But I'm sure there are some goodies at all of those places. You may notice too that there are actually many Erd trees around, or tiny Erd trees by comparison. Yeah, the landscape is dotted with them. We might get close to one of these here in a second. In fact, I think I will.
Anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kennethite, servant to the true order and celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree, grant me succor. So
we have the great Kennethite up here.
Ah, you've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but No, but the help is very much appreciated, even from a tarnished. Despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the true order. You might have heard of me, Kennethite. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you.
I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool! And plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood.
So this guy lost his castle too. So there's a lot of castle loss in this area.
What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye? My fort lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. Take it back for me. Oh, I see. You wish to know the reward. Fret not. The great Kenneth Height is known for his considerable largesse. The celebrations will be lavish indeed upon the dawn of my fort's retrieval.
So, we've got another retake the castle mission. Well, something like that. This one will probably be a little more doable. At the moment, I'm looking for this. Again, trying to avoid the bears, because the bears are terrible. And he saw me anyway. Good, 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 good. Lovely. Got the map fragment, at least. Is he chasing me? I don't think so. There's a lot of stuff going on here in the Mistwood. You might have heard howling just now as well. We'll deal with that later. Now we have reached the fort of Kenneth Height, which is currently under assault from beastmen and guarded by many soldiers, and home to a golden seed, which is nice. As I've done with many things, I'm going to skip that fight. See if I can just sprint on through to the top here. Because if I can, probably be able to take this fort back for him. This is the soldier that he was talking about. Rat up here too. Okay, not too bad. So once you take that guy out, it pretty much counts the fort as liberated. Something just broke down there. But I also want to grab this up here. The Dectus Medallion. Because this will come in handy quite a bit later. This is half of a split medallion depicting the Erd Tree. Brandishing the medallion with both halves conjoined will activate the Grand Lift of Dectus, which is on the Altus Plateau, connecting the Altus Plateau to Liurnia. We don't know where either of those places are yet, but the right half is set to reside in Fort Faroth in the Dragon Barrow, far to the east. So, yes, that will be relevant much later. And at the moment, I believe we can count this as completed. Even though there's still dudes. Well, I have to kill this guy now, because he saw me. And yes, we have Limgrave East now. So our map continues to get bigger. We've got Limgrave up here, and the Weeping Peninsula down here. But for now, we'll return up here. We can go tell Kenneth Height that we liberated his fort by killing a single dude. So Kenneth.
I've been waiting for you with bated breath. Did you manage to recapture my fort? Oh, excellent news. Just wonderful. And the knight's dead to boot. Well done, my friend. Well done indeed. I knew I was right to trust you. Now, here's your reward, as promised. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Get a little dagger here, which we're not really going to use, but that's okay.
Right then. Time for me to head to the fort. I've much to do. First, I'll have to re-establish communication with the demi-humans. What's that look? You don't believe me? Well, under the Erd Tree, commingling with the demi-humans is made possible. Even the vulgar shall not be left behind under the rule of true order. Which is why I, Kenneth Height, next in line as the rightful ruler of Limgrave, have sworn to uphold it. Just you watch, my friend. Just you watch.
So Kenneth is a bit ostentatious and full of himself, but to his credit, he doesn't think that the demi-humans, the beastmen, are going to be left behind, so to speak. So, in his own uppity way, he's trying to unite the realm. So, I kind of like him. Something's after me. What's that pig? Whatever. Got a church here. This is a very important item. The Flask of Wondrous Physic. So not only do they give you flasks that heal health and your magic, but they give you a third flask that will let you do several different things, depending on how you infuse it, which I like. Also, that's Marika, right there, ostensibly the god of this world. So, she's an important figure to keep in mind in all this. Upgrade my flask again. Got a golden seed. And the sacred tear I got lets me get more out of each use. And we can talk to Melina again.
Me? I'm searching for my purpose, given to me by my mother inside the Erd Tree, long ago, for the reason that I yet live, burned and bodiless. There is something for which I must apologize. I've acted the Finger Maiden. yet can offer no guidance. I am no maiden. My purpose was long ago lost.
So she's not really a finger maiden. Not really one of the maidens that are meant to guide the Tarnished, but she's trying.
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you.
Sure.
Very well. In Marika's own words, my lord, and thy warriors, I divest each of thee of thy grace. With thine eyes dimmed, ye will be driven from the lands between. Ye will wage war in a land afar, where ye will live and die. Well, perhaps that might serve you in lieu of a maiden's guidance.
So, she's got a little bit of lore for us.
Shall I turn your runes to strength? Let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me.
I don't have enough. Yeah. Melena's a unique figure. And she lets slip a few details that are pretty interesting. The more you learn about the game. I'm gonna head back to this church again over here. Yeah, she apparently was given purpose by her mother inside the Erd Tree a long time ago. Which is significant if you know the right dots to connect.
Wait, weren't you... Well, you're back. Care to buy something?
So that howling I heard in the Mistwood earlier, you can ask Kale about it.
The howl of a wolf. In the Mistwood. I suppose he must still be skulking about. I know. Why not meet him for yourself? Next time you hear the wolf's howl, make this signal right under the source. Oh, don't fret. There is nothing to fear. I just have an inkling the two of you might hit it off.
I don't think I need anything from him right now.
Goodbye for now.
Yeah, he taught us a gesture, which I'm gonna learn. Or equip, rather. Finger snap. I'm gonna go back to the Mistwood, where I heard that howling. And I'm gonna snap my fingers. Heard it again. And there's the culprit up there. Let's talk to this big boy.
Who goes there? Carly sent you, did he? Ever the bloody busybody. Maybe to him you don't seem so strange. The name's Blythe. I'm looking for a man who goes by Darrowell. He fled somewhere nearby. Or so I've heard. Come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward.
So, we have made Giant Wolfman Friend.
Darrowell is nothing but a traitor, and in need of a fitting end to his tale.
And he's looking for a guy named Darrowell. Which, we may not know that we know, but we know where to find him. So this little Everjail up here for the Forlorn Hound. We're actually going to examine it now. And because we talked to Blythe just now, we can summon him for this fight.
Darrowell, rotting in a cell is no true justice. No. This is where it ends for you.
And over here is Darrowell. Honestly, Blythe doesn't really need our help for this fight. But we certainly need his. Yep. He got him. And you get a pretty neat sword out of it. I'm probably not going to use it, but it's a pretty good sword.
Right. There you are. Had to work for it, but it's done. Don't say I'm not a man of my word. Here's your prize. Oh yes. I should say, if you venture north to Raya Lucaria and come across a venerable blacksmith who's a little on the large side, tell him I sent you, and he'll be sure to treat you right. I owe you one, I reckon.
So, that quest is very missable.
That's enough chit-chat for now. It's time we parted ways.
So you can come here, you can fight Darrowell all by yourself, kill him, get his sword, without ever having met Blythe. But I like to meet him first, and kind of give you an introduction to the character. Let's see, we're coming up on 2 hours here. I might call it there, but let me think. If there's anything I want to show before the end of this stream, maybe one more thing, because there's still plenty to do here in this first area, these first couple of areas. But I want to maybe give a little hint as to the insane scale of this game. And just how much of this game there is to get through. So I am going to head up to this smaller Erd tree here. Tree. There's a little basin here where we picked up some more infusions for our extra flask, which I haven't looked at yet, but I will. And on top of that, okay, I need to go north. Next to this Erd tree, we have an interesting little temple building. The Shifra River Well. So, this is an elevator, and boy oh boy, does it elevate. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. So, several minutes later, we've reached the Schiefer River. So not only do we have our overworld, which again is getting bigger and bigger by the moment, but we also have this underground area. And this isn't just a tiny little, I don't know, minute-long jaunt down a slightly different area. The river basin is its own giant underground catacomb kind of thing. Big enough that you can ride your horse around in it. Big enough that it has its own enemy types down here. These kind of putty men shooting bubbles at me. They hit hard, but they're mercifully pretty slow. This is our little introductory area to the Schiefer River. But this isn't even the area proper. Yeah, have you found that yet, Deb? I don't know if you have seen this area, but that was one of the first of many jaw droppers. I hate to spoil you on some things that you could find yourself, but I cannot showcase this game without showcasing the Schiefer River Basin. Yeah, so this is an underground area that appears to have its own atmosphere, its own starry night sky. So, before delving too deep, I'm glad spoilers don't bother. Yeah, before I get too deep, I might call it here for the day. Again, coming up on 2 hours. But yeah, I plan on continuing to stream this game. At the very least, playing and recording it, uploading it like I did Dark Souls 1 and 3, and just seeing where that goes. Again, I love this game. Now that it has been out for a year, I feel like it's maybe a good time to take a visit and see what all there is to offer here. Because it's just a damn good game. Well put together. Endlessly endless depths to plumb, sometimes literally, like right now. But yeah, appreciate anybody watching here on the stream or later on YouTube, which again, my OBS tells me it's been recording, so hopefully it's not lying to me. And yeah, I love this game. I love that video games can be art, and I like sharing that with people. So again, hopefully this is enjoyable, or at the very least inoffensive background noise. And I'm gonna end the stream now and the recording, and I'll see everyone on the flip side. Bye for now.